How's it going, guys? Jake here, and today, since it is the Christmas season, I'm going to be going over a few Christmas themed mods and maybe some other cool stuff. And starting off today, we have the Wintercraft mod. Now this mod adds a bunch of mobs, decoration items, and a bunch of cool stuff into your Minecraft world, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you'll notice when you spawn into a world with this mod installed is that everything is now a winter wonderland. All your water has been turned into ice, and this will be handy in just a second. And every single biome has snow on the ground, and when it's supposed to rain, it will, as you can see, snow instead. And since it is cold everywhere, if you include some type of mod that makes it where you have to stay warm or don't get too cold, like the Tough as Nails mod, which I already did a review of, then if you're looking for a challenge, you can install that mod and it'll be much harder to stay warm now since it's cold everywhere. Now the first thing I'd like to go over is actually not at my little setup. It is a randomly generated structure that appears throughout your world. There are actually several that are added with this mod. The first one is this little candy cane right here. It's actually not super little, but it is made out of these candy cane logs. Now you can break these to harvest candy canes, or if you use a correct tool, you can get these logs themselves. But very importantly, at the bottom of the candy cane, there is a present for you to break. Now this particular present I will go over later with the other ones, but this is one of the ways that you can get presents in this mod. Now I only had to search for just a second to find one of these igloos, and now it is another structure that just randomly spawns in your world. It has snow blocks on top and snow bricks, and we'll get to those in a little while. But when you come inside, it's dark because if there's any light sources, this ice will melt. There are two spawners, winter spawners, and now these will summon snow golems, and in large numbers these can be very dangerous. They are aggressive. And in the middle there's a little pile of presents, and I'll get to this type of presents in just a second as well. So the third and final structure that spawns in your Minecraft world is extremely rare, so I'll place a picture of it up here. Now in this building there's an elf, and he can't do anything at the moment, and I don't think he'll ever be able to because this is a 1.8.9 mod and it hasn't been updated in forever, and I don't know if it ever will. But in there you can also find a snow globe, and I'll get to those in a second, and then it's just a bunch of decorative blocks that you can take to use wherever you'd like. So the first chest I have here is going to go over the mobs that are added into your Minecraft world. Now on this side we have some peaceful mobs, and then we have some aggressive mobs. Now first we have the reindeer, the penguin, the polar bear, the snowman, and the elf, as the one I was talking about that spawns in that very rare building. Now if you kill a polar bear, you'll get this polar bear fur, which you can use later. If you kill a snowman, you get the snowman head, which you can just put around your house if you want. And if you kill a reindeer, you get some antlers, and if you want this type of look, well, you can have it. You can wear them on your head and have this, well, you can have some antlers if you want to. But moving on to this reindeer, I'm just going to grab all these different types of creatures. So first we have the reindeer. If you go ahead and set it down, you can see that it is a nice little orange color, it has the same antlers. And now, as I said, this is a peaceful mob, and you can actually ride it later, and I'll show you how. You have to make a special saddle. Next we have a penguin, and it's not extremely little, but it's a nice little cute penguin. These are also, all these are completely harmless, and it's just a nice little addition. Polar bears, surprisingly, are actually harmless, but they will attack other creatures, so you can imagine there are going to be a lot of fights happening around your world. And polar bears do have a decent amount of health, so you are going to have to be prepared, because when you start attacking them, they will attack you. Then we have snowmen, and now this looks just a little bit different than the usual snowman. Instead of the pumpkin head, it has the same snowman head that I showed in the chest, so you can kill them to get that. And then finally we have the elf. Now it's a pretty tall elf, as you can see, it's nicely decorated, and this will only appear in those rare houses that I talked about. And he doesn't really do anything yet, because if you right click on him, as you can see, it says please don't kill me, you'll need me for an upcoming update. And as I said, I don't know if that will ever happen or when that would. Now moving on to the aggressive mobs, we have the mini snow golem, we have the albino reindeer, and we have the gingerbread men. Now, the reason why I have the snowman in my inventory is because a nice little feature of this guy is he will throw snowballs at aggressive people nearby. So we're going to go ahead and set down a few mini snow golems. As you can see, it's a pretty small snow golem, and these are the ones that will spawn in those igloos. And so in large numbers, since there are two spawners, they can be pretty nasty. They also knock you back a decent ways. But if we set a snowman down, you can see that he will go and throw snowballs at them. And so they're not attacking me because I'm in creative, obviously, but be careful of these little guys. Then going to the gingerbread men, these people will also attack you, and they are extremely fast and dangerous in large numbers, and they can spawn in large numbers in a certain type of present, and I'll show you that in just a second. And from killing these guys, you get the gingerbread men, which you can eat and use in some other little crafting recipes. And finally, we have the albino reindeer. Now this guy is a massive reindeer, and he likes to attack everyone that is nearby him. So if I go ahead and set him down, you can see he is massive, and, well, he's attacking everyone nearby. So the next thing I'm going to go over is the freezer. Now this is a furnace type thing that's added into your world, and to make it, all you need to do is take a furnace and surround it by 8 ice, and now you can make ice with this mod, and to do so you take a water bucket and surround it with ice chunks to get 2 ice. Now to make ice chunks, all you need to do is fill a crafting table with ice shards. Now to find ice shards, all you need to do is come over to any old ice place that's down here, and if I break it, there is a chance that ice shards will drop. And as you can see, you can get 1, 2, or even up to 4 by breaking these. So it is very easy, and it's very useful that all your water's now to ice to be able to find those. So if we go ahead and set this freezer down, you can see it has a pretty nice GUI, and so it'll take the 2 things that are on the top and combine them to make some iced version. Now on the bottom there's a fuel slot, and you can use basically whatever cold thing you want as fuel. Snow balls, snow blocks, snow bricks, whatever. So I'm going to start off with a couple of the basic things that you can do with this. I'm going to take some water buckets, and if I come over here and open up this freezer, I've had some snow bricks in here for some fuel, and now I'll add these water buckets, and 2 of them will combine to make a bunch of ice. And there we go, 2 buckets, and you get the buckets back, makes 4 ice. Now we have some other basic materials that I'm not necessarily going to show how to make because I'm just going to be waiting in the freezer for a while. And so it basically changes some basic materials you have to more advanced ones. So I already went over the ice shard and ice chunk, but the ice ingot, to make that, all you do is take an iron ingot and add it with an ice chunk, and you'll get this. I'll show you what you use these for in a second. Same with the ice crystal. Now you take a diamond and add it in with an ice chunk, and you'll get this ice crystal. This is also used in the same way the ice ingot is to make armor and tools that I'll show you in just a second. Now you can also make these ice cobbles and ice stones, and it's just a nice little cool decorative block that you can use wherever you want. To make those, all you need to do is take a stone or a cobble and combine it with an ice chunk. And now finally we have some different types of snowballs. We have a rocky snowball and an ice ball. Now to make a rocky snowball, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is take a snowball and a cobblestone together. Now this snowball will not only knock people back farther, it will also deal more damage. Now you can take it one step further with the ice ball by placing 2 of these rocky snowballs in a freezer together to get this. And now this does a much larger amount of damage than the snowball and knocks them back much farther. So these can actually be used as weapons now. And then finally we have these ice gems. Now first you have to make an unstable ice gem, and you do so by taking 4 of those ice balls, 2 ice shards, 2 redstone, and a diamond. And then you put that in a freezer along with an ice chunk to get this ice gem. And now you'll use this in some other crafting recipes that I'll show you in just a second. Now moving on to food. Now there's a decent amount of food that's added, starting off with some eggnog and hot chocolate. Now first you have to make a mug, and to do so you take 3 clay and 2 rose reds to get a mug. And then to make eggnog, you'll take that mug with sugar, egg, and milk to get eggnog, and fills a good amount of hunger. Now chocolate milk, you take a milk, cocoa beans, and marshmallows with the mug to get that. Now to make marshmallows, you just fill a crafting table with sugar, and you can eat these by themselves. And then finally you have hot chocolate, and this will give you a speed boost as long as fill 8 hunger. Now you just take your chocolate milk and put it in the furnace to get that hot chocolate. Now next you have a different type of meat that's added called venison. Now you get this if you kill the reindeer or the albino reindeer. So you have the regular venison, fills 2 hunger, and then you have the cooked venison, which fills 5 hunger. And the next type of food we have is ice cream. Now, you're going to start off by making vanilla ice cream, and you do this by placing a milk and a sugar in the freezer, because you're going to use this to make all these different others. So, if you take vanilla ice cream with cocoa beans and put it in a freezer, you'll get this chocolate ice cream. To make the strawberry, you'll take a vanilla and a rose red dye. To make the cookie dough, all you need to do is take vanilla and a cookie. And to make this iced magma, all you need to do is take a magma cream and vanilla to get this. Now you're going to need a waffle cone for when you're going to make it, and to make a waffle cone all you need to do is take 4 sugar and 3 wheat. And then if you place it just like this in a crafting table, you will get these different types of ice cream. Now starting off with vanilla, it just fills 3 hunger, but the chocolate cone will give you 45 seconds of strength, the strawberry will give you 45 seconds of health regen, the cookie dough will give you 45 seconds of speed, and the iced magma cream will give you 45 seconds of fire protection. Now we have a few other foods on the side. We have